shelter Buena Voluntad provides support to the relative of the convalescent patients in the Hospital of High Specialty in Mérida, Yucatán. The shelter was inaugurated in May 2013. This place became the home of thousands of poor people who come from other cities, states, even countries for their care or care of a relative in the hospital of high specialty and then don't have a place to rest, eat, or essential service.
Buena Voluntad is an organization, and that organization is able to help people who doesn't have resources. Those resources can mean food, money, or that stuff. And also, Buena Voluntad have volunteers, right? I mean, Buena Voluntad is an organization, but the organization subsists because there are volunteers. If there are not volunteers, Buena Voluntad is not anything. Well, who are the volunteers? Well, volunteers, for example, we are volunteers. I mean, me and my team are volunteers because we're helping people who doesn't have resources, and we give them supplies like food, money, or something like that. So when we help people, we turn in volunteers. So Buena Voluntad is composed for volunteers.
Volunteering is responsible for the collection of resources through bazaar and delivery of food for maintenance and support of the shelter. Those interested in supporting can communicate to the email address alberguebuenavoluntad@hotmail.com or through Facebook Buena Voluntad.
Buena Voluntad is a foundation based upon people who doesn't have a place to stay while they have to visit their family in a hospital. The organization offers different services like a place to take a rest or to spend the night.
Also, Matt explained that in Buena Voluntad you can take a shower, you can do laundry if you need to or if you want to, or even take a food service for free. So don't forget that most of these sources are provided by volunteers.
Well, I'm going to talk about um, the situation that happened in this kind of place and why this is important. Why this is super important. Well, the first thing that we need to know is that here sometimes the people have some relative in the hospital because they had an emergency and something wants many problems with their health, and because they don't have the enough and capacity in their hospitals in the place that they live, so they need to come to here to Merida and leave their relative in the hospital. And I think the problem is that sometimes people don't have a place to stay, a place to live for a while until they wait for their relative. And I think that's the main problem, that the people don't have enough places to stay and live and don't have relatives here in Merida, and they need to find a place where to stay. So that's the main problem. And why is this important? Because sometimes we have emergencies about health and we need to take care about our relative. And in this case, some people from other countries, for other places, need to take care about their relative, and they need to stay here in Merida. So if we had a place that we can use to help people like that, I believe that it's super cool and it's good to have a place to give help to the people. So I think the main problem is that some people don't have enough money to stay in a hotel or relative here that they can stay in the home of their relative, so they need a place to stay. So that's the main problem. They don't have money and any place to stay. So this is a way to help that kind of people, and I think it's important because if anyone has have an emergency about health, I think that is a good way to help. So that's the main problem.
Therefore, one way that we can contribute with this refuge is giving them something useful for their purpose. In this case, we decided to offer them some food. We thought in a kind of food delicious and easy to carry. Besides, we decided that we need a food that reaches for many people. It will be for 50 people approximately. We are trying to cover the greatest number of people as much possible in this refuge. So we decided to cook spaghetti. We are going to prepare spaghetti with tomato sauce because everybody loves spaghetti, and consequently it will be a great decision.
So, why did we choose this food? Well, a person may obtain the complex carbohydrates that this food contains, with which he or she would obtain immediate energy. By their composition, they help to a good digestion. This is a healthy benefit, because meals with slow digesting carbohydrates help the body to get all the necessary nutritional benefits. In turn, by having ingredients that are easily digested, well, they are recommended for people who have problems with ulcers and gastritis. Whole grain pasta has a high level of power and phosphorus that helps keep our bodies healthy. In addition to being rich in fibers, they improve intestinal transit. They are low-fat foods, so they are recommended for people with high cholesterol. In summary, it's easy to get, easy to cook, and very healthy. So we must eat more pasta.
Hello everyone, today I'm going to guide you on how to cook spaghetti. First off, I'm going to go through the materials we're going to need. The first ingredients we're going to need are going to be pasta, tomato sauce, and then we're going to need cheese, ham, or sausage, but keep in mind these last three are optional. We are also going to need the following supplies: a pan, a pot, a spatula, and a strainer. The first step is going to be pour water into a pot and let it heat until it boils. Once the water boils, we're going to add the pasta. I'm going to grab a pan, add some oil to it, and pour the tomato sauce. We're going to stir it for like 5 minutes. After this, we're going to strain the pasta and eventually add pasta to the pan with the tomato sauce. Add your optional ingredients and then serve it as you want. The quantity of the materials depends on how much people you want to cook for. With this being said, I hope you guys enjoy watching this video. Give us a thumbs up. Just kidding. Love you.